culture sweeping the rest of the media. Now, the energy crisis is spiralling out of control. The new price cap set to be announced at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And analysts are expecting it to be increased by 80%. 80%. So that means over £3,500. The Labour Party has proposed a radical socialist bill freeze for everyone. But now the former Brexit Party, which is now known as Reform UK, has unveiled its dramatic strategy to liberate us from this crippling global energy war. So will Richard Tice's plan see the party become a genuine challenger to the Tories once again? He joins me now. Richard Tice, what's your plan?
Good evening, Dan. So, look, I think we've got to recognise that we are now in a global energy war. Nations around the world are scrabbling for energy like we used to scrabble for PPE. And the government needs to declare what's called force majeure. The UK energy market has failed. It's no longer fit for purpose. And when you're in a warlike situation, Dan, you have to adopt a wartime response. What the government needs to do is to say the market has failed. We, the government, we will take control of the pricing of energy production. What that actually means is that by law, all of the producers of energy, extractors of gas, producers of wind farms and everything, in the UK, they will have to sell to UK retail suppliers at the average price that they received last year in 2021, when they made reasonable profits, but they didn't make windfall profits. What that does, Dan, and this could go on for many, many years, this crisis is not a matter of months. Unlike the Labour Party, the Lib Dems, the Tories seem to think, this is a global crisis. It could go on for 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. Who knows? We need a proper plan that lasts that long, and that's what our plan does. That would mean, Dan, that the cap could come back down to about £1,750. You need a bit of extra help targeted for the vulnerable, but crucially, it enables a cap for business at around 35 pence per kilowatt hour, and that then actually transforms the whole situation. You dramatically reduce the rate of inflation, you protect the most vulnerable, the elderly, you protect consumers, you protect businesses, and that then reduces the need to increase interest rates.
OK. Well, we've had a good look at your plan there, Richard. Can we talk about the raw politics of this now? Because obviously Reform UK, previously known as the Brexit Party, you made a massive political impact and significantly changed government policy and perhaps the future of this country as well. Do you view this as another Brexit-type moment? Is this a big enough policy issue for millions of folk around the country to become potentially disillusioned?
To be honest, Dan, this is the politics of this, frankly, this is way bigger than politics. This is existential to the UK. It's the gravest energy crisis since the Second World War. We need a plan, and we need it urgently in September. There's so much involved with this. But if we don't sort this out very, very quickly, Dan, we are facing...
I get all of that.
We're facing recession.
I understand all of that. I understand.
The politics are we're the only people with the courage to tell it as it is to the British people. There's been a massive failure of the market because of incompetent politicians over the last decade and incompetent civil service, to the point where I think gross negligence is involved. We used to be an exporter of energy. We're now reliant on the goodwill of people selling to us.
But is
when
this
we're sitting on a pile of energy treasure,
Richard, to shake up the British electoral map at the next election? Because in reality, that's what your party needs, right? In order to change the country at all.
There are two major crises at the moment. One is the energy crisis, which links into net zero, right? They're all intrinsically linked. That then links into the cost of living, because energy drives the cost of living. The other crisis we've got at the moment is, frankly, our borders have also broken down. Our border force is not fit for purpose. We are literally facing an invasion from Albania. I'm the guy that broke the story on the front page of the Mail on Sundays, you know. People have been talking about barely anything since. Tragically, this situation is going from bad to worse to disastrous. And I think those two things
think, Richard,
be the big issues of the next election.
Completely. They are huge three issues. I completely agree. Energy crisis, net zero, invasion of this country. Absolutely. you think it could see you beat the Tories in certain seats at the next election?
Look, we're going to be standing in 600 seats. We think we can have a significant impact. We think the British people are tired of two-party politics. We want proportional representation. We think people want to vote for change. They've had enough of this style of government that, frankly, has brutally, expensively failed the people. And it's time for change, Dan.